Hello, and welcome back to this week's vlog.
Right, we're gonna get one more flight out of this little Rocrow from Wingbeat. It's pretty damaged really. We got most of the end of the wing missing here on the end. Should be some fingers like that. Bit missing out of there, gone. Most of the fins missing and the back bits are missing. There's a big gap in there that should be tight and all snug, sitting together. The head's twisted so it doesn't sit in properly. There's all glue around here. There's tape all over here. There's tape all over here. There's glue all over here. Glue all over the back. It's on its last legs, but it's done well. It's been good to practice with. But I think after this very last flight, if it breaks in half again, that's the end of Mr. Rocrow, and we'll give him a nice burial because he's done well for us.
Then you'll just buy a new one.
And I've got some new bits coming tomorrow, which is going to be a white one. And I'll rebuild the white one and we'll play again. But it is pretty much, every time it lands now, it just falls apart. Held together with elastic bands, but they are supposed to be there. But it's not supposed to be held together with gaffer tape. There's not supposed to be gaps everywhere in it. And most of the wing's gone now. But never mind. It's been fun. Expensive, but fun.
Bit scruffy, and I'll tell you why. We've worked hard today. We've had people in for a vulture and eagle day this afternoon. I've been modifying one of the owl aviaries. We've got home eventually, had a cheeky barbecue on the patio, and decided to come for an evening stroll around the new village. And weirdly, after a really hot, sweaty day, it's got quite cold. So I grabbed the nearest jumper. It's my painting one, but hey, no one knows we're here. She's fed on dry cat food mix, a few varieties, chicken and turkey dry cat food if you want to supplement your hedgehog in your garden style. A little dish of dry cat food, not the fish flavour, not the fish variety. I think we all know by now that what I did as a kid, feeding them bread and milk, is So Jan, Norma's about to go into her new enclosure. This is my daughter Georgia. She's been in the shade for 15 minutes actually meeting some of the public. We've just been emptying a moth trap and Norma delighted in finding the moths in the grass and munching on them. She smelt the towel and thought that was a moth and chewed on that as well. Obviously she couldn't see it, I suppose, bless her. But she's absolutely gorgeous. And I hope you've enjoyed the vlog, Jan. And I hope you've enjoyed seeing Norma back in action. She's ready to go. we've kept it simple, the enclosure. Would you like to put her in there and see what she does? We've kept it simple. We are going to plant it out over here somewhere. Maybe something like campanula, something low growing and shrubby for her to forage around in. Tell us if you think anything should be different. We've made it interesting, some soil and some gravel, and I'm presuming she's going to whisker her way around the edges a lot of things. So the food's at the front but near the edge. The food, the water bowl, you know, she can run out of here. We hope Norma enjoys herself. It's going to be interesting watching her forage around in here. She's going to be a really important education animal, I think, for the general public. And certainly the children that met her today had never seen a wild hedgehog. And in my school talks with animals, I'm finding it's averaging about 8 out of 30 kids in a class have seen a hedgehog. That's how dreadfully different times are for hedgehogs. It's as she bumps into something. So when you say she's as blind as a bat, obviously she's a lot blinder than a bat, this girl, isn't she? You've got to find your way around in there, Norma. And by the way, she's eating very, very well. She's having turkey flavoured cat food today. And she doesn't seem to mind the chicken flavoured. She's going round the edges as I thought she might do. Is she going to want any of that food? No, because moths are far more preferable. I imagine this evening she's going to acclimatise herself. I don't want to keep it, I don't want it complicated here, but I do think she needs some low growing sort of greenery to make it feel a bit more natural, a bit more tactile. Oh, oh, she is like one of those funny robots that bumps into things and then reverses off. But she certainly gets around. We'll watch us just see if she goes into her box. It's amazing how much ground she covers. Oh, you just missed it, Norma. We'll leave her to settle in. I'm sure she's going to build up a mental imagery of her immediate surroundings. She's absolutely gorgeous. Thanks again, Jan. Thanks, Neil and Cara, for putting us in touch. Everyone, enjoy the rest of the vlog. Oh, a little bit of water there. Yeah, you can get out of that nicely. Oh, yeah, there's a fence. Oh, Norma. She goes. Let her have one more lap. No. Those whiskers having to work overtime on this girl. Oh, they're working well. Oh, no, didn't work that time. Bless her. Keep going, Norma. Oh, it's like Groundhog Day. Enjoy the rest of the vlog.
These are the birds we put back about 3 weeks ago. You've saw on the vlog. This is the 3 eggs they are now. And Mummy's still chopping away. And they are both females, luckily enough. So the two falcons on the left of Mummy, as you can see, are almost a week away from moving to go to their new homes. That really, really dark one's a male, and the other two light ones are females. But they grow so quick. It was only a couple of weeks ago they were still fluffy. But that dark one is really, really lovely.
Oh, she's looking the other way.
Wiggle it around. Sleep on the floor, wiggle it around.
Is it a net?
So hungry, she's food, isn't she?
Yeah, it's like the Chinese sauce, man. It's dead, Jim. Don't like dead things.
Not bothered? Not bothered? It's scary. This is baby Amber, 6 weeks old, having her first bath. I've just put her on the block. She's tethered down now. Obviously you can see she's needs securing now because she's into everything. She's running around everywhere, getting into mischief, keeps running out the front door, chasing people around, chasing little dogs around. so she had to have a telemetry kit, not telemetry, tethering kit on, and now she's just had her first bath. It's a big dip. She's loving it. She's grown up so fast. A couple of weeks ago she's a little chick. Now she's a very, very confident Peregrine falcon. Really enjoying a bath. And you can see she's been under, ducked herself under. There's not a single drop of water on her back. I think next time we do this, hopefully we'll be able to see her flying. We'll see how it goes. She's very, very close to actually flying. We'll keep you posted, obviously, and we'll let you know how she's getting on.
Lovely bit of grassland habitat. Just left the M25, heading to Croydon to a school. Look at that. You can't see many there, but orchids everywhere. Perfect grassland habitat. Right on the edge of the M25.
At the roundabout.
So here's a sight I have seen many, many times in my life. Hot summer weather, public footpath across some countryside, and a dead shrew, whether it's a pygmy shrew or common shrew, a dead shrew just on the path. Now it's too common, I believe, to be an attack from a predator that's dropped its kill. Whether it's to do with a heat wave and lack of water, lack of worms or insects. Very, very strange. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this that are naturalists in the countryside, countrymen and women, will nod their head and go, yeah, I've seen a lot of dead shrews over my lifetime. Weird, like it's just expired halfway across the path. Down there is a female smooth newt. See if I can find her. There she is. Full of spawn. And I've just very carefully removed a lot of the algae, the blanket weed and the duckweed that completely covered the wildlife pond. And I was really pleased to see the plant life under there has been actually doing really well, which is using up those nutrients, obviously providing oxygen, but of course providing habitat for a lot of these invertebrates and the young newts. Didn't see any young newts in the greenery I removed. I was hoping to see some baby newts in there that I could put back, although our captive bred baby great crested newts, now remember these are captive bred from a line before the Wildlife and Countryside Act changed a long time ago, obviously with paperwork to back that up. They're doing okay, so I've removed the adults now, and we are hopefully going to rear those. I think there's half a dozen, maybe 10 young great crested newts up to sort of increase our colony. They won't be released into here, they're going to be captive for education purposes. Hopefully the colony will grow bigger and bigger, and soon we'll be able to release them into an outside enclosure at some point in the future. I'll stop filming now and I'll see if I can get a bit of footage of those guys, because they are gorgeous. So these are difficult to film with the reflection. These are, oh, I don't know, an inch long maybe. Juvenile. Come on, focus. Great crested newts. Lots of daphne in there. Ignore the heat of that, it's not switched on. Here's one over here. Really struggling to focus. There's another down here. That's that little guy there. The larval form of the great crested newt, so they've got feathery gills, basically the same as an axolotl. These guys are just miniaturised versions, and they're incredibly buoyant, and they literally hang in the water motionless, avoiding predation by not moving, very much at all until they see a water flea, a daphnia or a cyclops, mosquito larva, and then they'll gulp it down and eat it, and they're thriving in here. And for now, bless them, like adults are above, losing his breeding dress. Those water slaters are dicing with death. No, he doesn't like them. That's the male. He's lost his breeding dress mostly, but you can still see how glorious he is. And the others are in there too. So you might have seen Nora in a new enclosure on last week's vlog.
It's Norma.
Oh, yeah. So you might have seen Norma on last week's vlog turning out into a new enclosure here at Icarus Falconry. Norma, I often call her Nora by accident, but turns out her name is Nora, I think. Look at this. Who'd have thought a hedgehog with its insectivore pointy teeth can gnaw? Now in there are birds of prey. There's a secondary lining, of course, thank goodness. Imagine her sticking her nose in there and a hungry kite thinking it's a mouse coming through. She's actually destroyed this. She's digging for England. We've had to put this here to block her up on the front mesh because she's climbing up 6 foot up the wire. Now we know hedgehogs can climb. We know they can dig. She's blind. She's just getting on with it like normal. Now I've talked to the rescuer who's had her for 2 years since she was a baby. I told her, you know, we've kept this quite simple being blind. And she said, do you know what? I think it's because it's a bigger enclosure than what she's used to. It's actually stressing her out a little bit and she's nervous finding her way back to her old snug house. And it's the same with a lot of animals. People think, oh, put them in a huge environment. Snakes are a great example. Often baby snakes do much better in small, tiny enclosures where they feel close and comfortable than they do in a huge enclosure. People say fill it with obstacles and things, and it'll feel more snug for the snake. But then if you're a baby snake, actually in captivity, struggle to find their food and the heat spots and so on and so forth. But we are actually going to go on that principle here. We're going to steel line the sides, seriously, for hedgehogs. It's crazy. And we're going to, instead of leaving it simple, I'm thinking she's blind, nice simple edges to go around and find a way. We're going to clutter it up a bit more, make it a bit more undergrowthy. She seems to be doing quite well at finding everything. And see if it makes her feel more comfortable, having lots more stuff to push through, poke through. Probably going to make her 3 hide boxes instead of 2, and so on and so forth. So we'll see how it goes. But I've got so much work to do, and as my wife moans at me for saying, I do get cheesed off doing a job and then having to redo it. I've had a lot of that at the house we've moved into because it's been built by a muppet. So you do a job and then you find out it's not right because underlying there's something else that needs doing. So that's my life right now. Second attempt at a hedgehog enclosure. Check out the rest of the vlog. Okay, does it fit my tidy mind? Now I don't mean things have to be all straight lines, but I'm not so sure I like the mixture and the higgledy-piggledy. However, I'm not living in there. So, steel lined, who knew? You have to have steel lining for hedgehogs. Nest box is at the end there, but we've now got another waterproof box you can go in with the food in. So explore into there. We've got another box with a little bit of hay in, sort of a semi-nest box, somewhere else to explore. More of a log pile. See how we go. Obviously we've got to get in there and we'll need to be able to get Norma out without sort of dismantling the whole area. But we'll see if it just gives a little bit more enrichment rather than the simpleness that I thought would be ideal if you were blind. Feel your way around with your whiskers. No, she's kind of, you know, super hedgehog. Disabilities, you know, at the end of the day. Turns out they don't stop you rock climbing, they don't stop you tunnelling, they don't stop you chewing. You can do just what any ordinary hedgehog can do. So we'll see how it goes over the next few days. Ursula will be here. She's sort of in charge of Norma when I'm not here, weighing her, feeding her, filling up her escape tunnels. Steve McQueen kind of would be a better name for her, but we'll see how she goes. Bless her. Okay, finally something to really root around in, and probably the best thing for a Leylandii is to kill it, and the second best thing is to use it and recycle it. So see how she likes snuffling around in there. A little bit extra. So we've really filled it up now. Classically what you do with any animal that's a little bit sort of spatially challenged, gone into too big an enclosure or not used to a big area, is clutter it up a little bit. Obviously let's hope she can navigate her way around, and seeing how she's behaving, I don't think she'll have a problem at all, bless her.
Not sure what's going on here, but it's a badger out in the middle of the day. Leave, 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 leave! Naya, leave! Leave it! Doesn't look very well. Finally made it down to a hole of some sort, but that is very, very unusual. Very unusual indeed.
This is an update of the hedgehog-proof enclosure. We'll have to see if she can gnaw her way out this one. Thanks so much for watching this week's vlog, and we'll see you next week.